just came from a home. They didn't care what I did. And then I have to come here and then try to abide by these rules. So it's just kind
So
of
it's hard to switch. Like,
it's definitely
fit
hard.
the mold
And then I'm in the system automatically because of it. It's very challenging.
Okay. So, have you spoken to your biological parents?
We do talk, not all the time, kind of like for birthdays, Christmas, Mother's Day, stuff like that. But it's more like, hey, birthday. Oh, thank you. Okay.
Do you want that connection with your biological parents?
I'm getting that relationship with my father. It's just got like that maybe a couple years ago, maybe, and it got to the point where I wouldn't talk to him. Period. I didn't want no parts of him. I felt like he treated his family like he got a new family. I felt like he treated them, his new wife and his two kids that he had by her. I felt like he treated them way better than me, and I was here first, and he raised them. Why can't he raise me?
Wow.
And then my mother, I don't even know her. Like, I know her. I know that's my mother, but as a person and as her personality, only thing I know is how trifling and selfish she is. I don't really know her good side. I've never really seen it. I've only seen bad sides of her, and I've never got a chance to really get to know her and connect with her as a good person, because the only thing she's ever shown me was being a bad person. That's all she's ever shown me. I try to communicate with her because that is my mother at the end of the day, but as far as really just like hanging out, going, I don't feel the need to do none of that.
Do you know why you in foster care? Do you know why you're here in foster care?
Well, yeah, my mother and my dad got a divorce, and neither one of them wanted us. I have four other sisters, and we are split up. I try to communicate with them the best way I can, but the system kind of split us up to different places. We're all in the same city, we're just in different schools, different places, and
How does that make you feel, not being with your siblings?
well, I want to be with them. It's just not really nothing that I can do about it. It's kind of like I just kind of got to accept what it is. And now that I got older, it's kind of like I know what's going on. I'm not stupid. And my sisters, we all kind of have a good relationship, whenever we do talk. And I just try to stay sane and keep my head on straight, because I know I've done a lot of research, and most people that are in foster homes end up in jail, on the streets, prostitutes, selling drugs, just a lost cause. I don't want to be like that.
Right, you're right. So how many homes have you been in from our last session?
Well, I've been in the same home, but since I was about 1, I've been in about 6, let's say.
So, and it's rocky every single
It's rocky
home.
every time.
Why do you think you switch homes as often as you do?
Sometimes the person who had me, sometimes they get new people in. They be the type of parents, foster parents, where they only want infants. They don't want a teenager. And then it gets to the point where I done did something, disrespectful, and then they want to get rid of me. So I just...
Why do you think your attitude has formulated?
Because for one, I'm a female. I'm a teenager, and I can be very, very demanding. Like, if I feel like something is right, then it's right. You can't tell me it's not right, because it's right in my eyes. Whether it's wrong, all I do is it's right on my end, and that's all that matters. If you tell me no and I say yes, I'm going to do what I want to do.
Why do you do that? Like,
because I've always been very rebellious. I feel like when I say go, I don't believe in authority. I believe that if I want to do something and someone tells me no, and if it's something that I really want to do, I'm going to do it anyway.
Do you think that behavior has that behavior formulated from not having them parents involved, like your biological parents being there? So it's like I had to raise myself.
Maybe it have. I just kind of got that independent mindset, like, well, nobody has ever been here for me anyway, so why are you trying to tell me what to do now? I mean, I never really had a parent role or a father role or mother role. I've always just had, oh, they're here for now, but they're going to leave. But at the end of the day, I feel like you can't tell me what to do. You're just doing what you have to do because this is your job, but you're not my parent, so why are you telling me what to do? I just have to have a roof over my head.
Why not try to take different steps going into different homes and actually try to put in the work in order to get that reciprocation of love and affection? Because it seems as if like
I don't feel like that
you
will
don't
never
have.
happen.
I mean, but from your history, when you rebelled and everything and acted out on impulses instead of really thinking about your actual actions in order to have like a parent there involved into your life, why not try to be that child that you are and live in that moment to get what you're missing?
I just try to stay to myself, and just don't get in my way. If I just feel like, just let me do me. Let me be me. Let me do what I want to do, and we'll be best friends forever.
But you want love and affection.
I want love and affection, but I don't want it from just somebody who's trying to get a check.
Right. You want somebody who actually cares for you.
Really genuinely cares. Like, I have a grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And if she could have, she would have. She's probably the closest thing that I got, honestly, when it comes to love and affection. Her and my grandfather are the best people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why they didn't take us in is because they just got done raising their 4 kids. And then turn around and raise 5 more. It just doesn't seem undoable. I mean, it doesn't seem doable.
Yeah, so you understood that.
I understood that, and I understood that they were old. Like, they just got done raising 4 kids, and turn around and raise their son that was young and dumb, 22, and had messed around and got 3 kids on his belt. I mean, I understood that it was just kind of like, no, I can't do it. But they always stayed into my life. Whatever I need, whatever I wanted, they were there. No matter what it was, whether the needed to talk, needed to just come and stay, visit, they were there every time. And in a way, I'm very grateful because if it wasn't for their wisdom and their, being there for me and, giving me all this good advice, I probably wouldn't be where I am today.
Mm. So where do you want to see from here on out? Like, what do you want to happen for you?
Well, like I said before, I want to set goals for myself to be successful. I don't want to be like my mother, being with different men from house to house. I got a different stepdaddy every day. I want to be with one man. I want to be married one day. I want to, get my PhD eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be successful. I want to prove to everybody that just because you're a foster child does not necessarily mean you're a lost child. It doesn't mean that your mind is gone. It means that you got some mental issues when it comes to coping with the past, but it doesn't necessarily mean you can't have a life outside of being a foster child. And that's what most people think. Like, don't nobody love me, don't nobody want me. I really don't care.
You sure you don't care? Or you really do care?
As I've gotten older, no. But when I was younger and I was a teenager and I was, not really knowing what was going on.
You felt unwanted?
Yeah, like it hurt me to the core. But now...
So that was your field to actually say, I need to be strong and strong-willed and know what I want out of life, and I'm going to take it no matter what. Nobody can tell me no.
And just do what I got to do, because at the end of the day, I still got a life to live. I want a family one day. I can't be acting insane and crazy, but just because, my mom didn't want me. I mean, yes, it's kind of sound bad, but I feel like if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be as wise as I am. I wouldn't have the morals and the values like I did. She wouldn't have taught me that. She would not have taught me to be smart and to think for myself. Because she don't even know how to think for herself.
So, say if you go to sleep and you wake up, like everything from what it is now from your situation by being, in foster care and everything. And so, say you go to sleep and you go to sleep, you wake up. What do you want to see? Like this change instant.
I want those memories to go away. Because I do have those times when I'm just like, why did that happen to me? They could happen to 1,100,000 kids in the world, but why did it have to happen to me?
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of gotta keep in my mind like all that happened for a reason. I don't want to ever question God's judgment on why that happened to me. It's a reason why that happened to me.
Do you know why it happened to you?
I feel like it happened to me because I feel like it was a blessing in disguise. If I would have stayed in that household, if my mother would have raised me, I would have been a prostitute. I probably would have had out 10 kids by now, like she did. And I probably would have got raped 100,000 times because she had so many men coming in and out of the house, and she really didn't have a mother's mentality. Like, she don't really know right from wrong, and like she dropped out of school at 13.
Mm-hmm.
So she had her first baby, which is my older sister, at 16. She was done having kids, all 5 of us, when she was only 22. I wouldn't know what to do if I had 5 kids. Seriously. It'd have been like, how you do that? But she had all of us, and at the time that she had all of us, she didn't even take care of all of us. That's why we all went our separate ways, because she wasn't feeding us, changing us, taking care of us, clothing us. She didn't do any of that. So if all 5 of us would have stayed there, we all would have been high school dropouts, probably middle school dropouts. We'd all probably started having sex at an early age because there's no control in the house, no rules and values, and you need to go get an education. None of that, because she's never had that. She never had that stability in the household to where I want you to be better than me. In a sense, I kind of felt like she wanted us to be just like her, probably worse. So I remember when I was probably only 10 years old and my sister was 13, and we were visiting, and she let my sister's boyfriend, they was 13 at the time, she let him spend the night. And I'm like, this girl only 13. But how would I know that from only being 10 years old? I just kind of put it together like, okay, we're young, we're not supposed to do this. This is not supposed to happen. But she let it happen, and my grandmother found out about it, and my grandmother was really, really angry because she was like, she's only 13. Like, how could you do that?
Mm-hmm.
So, eventually, my grandmother ended up kind of taking over the responsibility of all 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we all became together. And my grandma, I think I'm 24 now.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother ended up adopting us when I was 18.
Mm-hmm. How did it make you feel like at 18, just being out of the system? And
she just wanted us to be well taken care of when she was gone. And
at that time you was in college, right?
I was just about to graduate high school, just about to graduate. I'm talking about my senior year. It was in May of my senior year. And she wanted us to, like, when they're gone, she wanted us to have say-so. She wanted us to have benefits if anything go wrong, anything happen. My grandpa's a veteran, so we get to go to school.